fitting if we start off with a few words about Anthony Stewart Head, who tragically passed away recently from pneumonia. So this episode goes out to the memory of him and what he meant to the Buffyverse. But Rachel,
Absolutely.
if you want to say a few things about him first of all.
I mean, this was such a shock, and this is the third Buffy actor that we lost in the last 3 years. We lost Nick Brendan last year, Michelle Trachtenberg the year before. I mean, we all love Giles, don't we? I don't know if anyone else has this experience, but I have found the older I get, the more I sympathize and empathize with Giles, not being able to understand the youths and getting completely frustrated with all their stupidity. You know, Tony Head in that role, he really made Giles the character that he is. You know, he brought that warmth, and he brought that he actually brings quite a comedic edge to Giles. You know, Giles is a very funny character in all of his misunderstanding, and we know that he was a really great actor because when he pulled out the Ripper side, we all 100% believed that, didn't we? And I recently have been watching Ted Lasso for the first time, and any fans know that he plays a very bad guy in there, and he does it so very, very well. So he will be sorely missed. And, you know, Keith and I were just talking off screen about how sad it is now when you watch Buffy. You know, we've now got 3 actors missing, and it's just always going to be a little bit sad and a little bit bittersweet now watching this show. But rest in peace, Tony. We will always thank you for Giles and his awesome lines, his cleaning his glasses, and just being the best watcher there is.
Part of that show, like the heart of that show, and Buffy's adopted father figure, and really the father figure to all the Scoobies. And I really consider him a member of the Scoobies, even though like he didn't always see himself as that. But you know, you sort of think of him as a core part of that group and the fabric of the show. And I mean, one of the things I come back to is he just never gave a bad performance in Buffy. He was just on it all the time and had so many different things to do as we get a cameo. Could just turn on the Ripper side on the dime, and I think that's the skill of a really good actor. Then you just believe him 1 minute as the more cuddly Giles with all his wisdom, but then you also believe what a dangerous, like, disturbing guy he can be when he puts on the Ripper persona, and just gets so much more out of the character. And he had such a rich career across like stage and screen, small screen, obviously reinvented himself in recent years. You know, like you said, Ted Lasso, he's also had a few appearances. Merlin as well, so sticking on a fantasy.
Yes, he was the evil King Uther, I think, if I remember correctly, in Merlin. Kind of flexed his acting skills there. Again, a lot of Buffy fans went to Merlin to be like, "Oh, it's Giles," and it's like, "Oh no, it's not Giles. It's definitely not Giles."
Yeah, and there's quite a lot of roles which have popped up when I've been looking into him now, which I didn't even realise he was in. I didn't know he was ever in Little Britain, for example, but that was a role.
Oh, okay,
yeah, which was a big show, which I never really watched because it didn't really look like my sort of thing.
I definitely know of Little Britain,
but it does show, his sort of range and the diversity, and how he sort of kept himself relevant, you know, in a lot of different films, even in like smaller roles. And there's past roles from the 70s and 80s where I thought, I sort of know that show or that movie, but didn't know he was in it. And obviously a very charismatic stage performer. Well.
Great set of pipes. I mean, obviously, if you watch the Buffy musical, you know he can sing, but there's also some great footage on YouTube of him as Frankenfurter from Rocky Horror. One particular favorite one is he's singing "You Better Wise Up, Janet Weiss," and he's fantastic.
It's really good. I was watching that the other day.
It's a great clip. He really gets into it. He really gets into the character of Frankenfurter and gives it. I mean, you have to with a character like Frankenfurter. You can't half-ass a character like that. But you know, he's fantastic. It is a real loss, his passing. But, you know, we've got so many great memories, and the Buffy fandom has really come out in droves on the internet the last couple of weeks. You know, lots of people posting about him and remembering meeting him, and a lot of people talking about how, you know, who had met him at cons and stuff said that he was like really lovely. And, there was this beautiful story about a fan who transitioned and sent a letter to Tony asking, could you please re-sign this photo that you signed for me under my new name, my chosen name. And Tony actually invited this fan out to his ranch, and like spent a week with him. You can find photos online of him and this fan,
wow.
and
Yeah.
re-signed all the stuff for the fan under their new name and everything. So he just seems like a really lovely bloke. Doesn't seem like there was anything problematic about him.
No, like the stories have been very moving. Like I read one about someone on Buffy who played one of the demons who was having a bad time and didn't think his career would amount to much, and apparently Anthony Stewart Head went to his trailer and sat with him and said, you know, there will be ups and downs, rough times, but keep going and all the rest. And it was just something he decided to do. Like, it wasn't something that he was asked to do. So that's just, I think, speaks to who he was, really. And
absolutely.
Yeah, no, there's been some great stories the last couple of weeks. So yeah, really sad loss of a great actor.